Hey everyone, my name is Electron, and here is a bit of a random review of Split. What is Split? Well, Split is a 3D puzzle game made by a New Zealand indie developer. ItsFine. It's got a pretty cool, nice, unique mechanic and playstyle to it. So, let's take a quick look at everything. First off, let's jump into the options menu. So, just to give you a quick rundown as why these settings are blank, I kind of haven't actually touched these are default. When I first opened it, it came up like this. The game is actually being played in window mode, even though, as you can see, the box isn't checked. But you do have your options of your resolutions. You can check the window mode. Everything else, I have everything set onto high graphic settings, though there's not actually, it doesn't really drain too much out of your system. I actually play in window mode. It's kind of my preference, but people might want to play this in window mode because it's a nice game to play in during between your matchmaking, etc. On things like League of Legends or Dota. Uh, Jump into the audio menu, just simple music and sound sliders. Game option basically just allows you to delete a save game. There isn't key rebindings, but as you'll see, it's kind of not really needed, mostly because the keys are pretty simple. Though, in saying that, there would be kind of a cool option to allow maybe a left-handed mode, just something for the devs to think, maybe add in a bit of a later stage. Anyway, um, so I mean that's just a little bit of nitpicking. So we'll quickly move on here. So you have instructions, though you do have the first level is a bit of a tutorial, but it runs down some of the real basics. This just gives you a little bit more of an overview of what actually is done. Um, yeah, again, these are just little nitpicky things. So let's just dive in and have a look, shall we? So, as you can see, you just use your A and D keys to move around the levels. So you can see these ones with the light up doors. These are levels I have access to. You can see like the progress and how many times I had to split the cube, how many times I had to restart. We'll get onto the whole thing a bit as I play. So you scroll through these ones here. So I can't get into this level because I haven't completed the previous level. So that's just basically, oh, well, you need to go back and do what in these other levels. This one here, so this unlocked, this is unlocked, yeah, etc. Okay, so let's quickly dive in and take a look. So I haven't actually done this level before, but as you can see by the progress, so I'm doing this level for the first time. So essentially the gameplay is you have this cube down here, and you have to get it through this door. You can, using the A and D keys, rotate around and view the map in a full 3D view. W and S, slide the camera up and down, and you select the cube with the left click and right click to move it. So, looking at this level, there doesn't seem to be a lot of issues until you see that there is this problem here. Let's try and actually move up and get to the door. So you can see I've got to figure out how to get to the door, and it's kind of not necessarily all that obvious to begin with. Well, here's the thing. There are these buttons that are situated around the level, and they can alter and change the map to create new pathways. Well, let's go see what we've got. So we're just going to quickly dump around. We've got a couple of buttons. Now sometimes the buttons will do different things. Some will make temporary changes to the map, others will make permanent changes. Sometimes you'll have these platforms that might end up falling down or something if you stay on them for a certain amount of time. But either way, you move around and figure out what each thing does. So let's jump onto this button here. And that changes the level to move around. Okay, so that allows us to move that piece of the level. Okay, that's not going to work for us to go around that way, so we'll hit the button again, and nope, that is not good. That is not going to let us change, and now we're sort of in a scenario where we've actually gotten ourselves stuck. So, right, well, in that case, we have to press R to restart the map. So, this is cool. This is what kind of like a little cool thing about puzzle games is you do have to sort of figure out things as you go. Alright, so what does this button do? That button creates another staircase. Cool. Let's go, and now we sort of, I think we want to move. I'm kind of thinking it's just, I'm sort of sitting there going, okay, I don't want to hit that button because I'm just sort of sitting there going, okay, what is that going to end up actually changing? Alright, well, it's probably okay to hit that button, maybe? I'm not sure. So see, like, it's changed the map. I can't quite get up there, which is a little bit of a tough one. And jumping on that again is not going to change anything. So, sort of see that this is a case of you really have to try and sort of some of this stuff is a little bit trial and error, which yeah, hey, that's comes with a lot of puzzle games. So I'm going to restart again and try and figure this out. This is actually relatively difficult. I didn't quite expect this out of this map here. I haven't actually done this map yet. That's why I'm sort of sitting here trying to figure it out. So you're sort of seeing me trying to get things. Now I'm starting to pick up on what I probably want to do. Right. So this is where you sort of start to figure things out. Alright. So now we see the next main mechanic. So got cube highlighted. You press spacebar to split the cube. Now I have two cubes that I can move around. And this is sort of the key part to the game. So now we want to try and move this around such... I'm actually thinking that might have actually not been a smart idea. Then again, so we've got that done. Can't do anything more there. I'm now thinking I probably want to... I might split that guy again, just to, in case. Okay, so one of these will... No, didn't see what that one did. Okay, so what about this button here? So you... okay, right. Excellent. We've just gone and... So what does this one do? Don't know what that one does yet. Right, it's probably done something and I've completely missed it. So now we've got all these buttons here. What do they do? It is a staircase at the back. Okay, that's good because now we can get this guy out of there and move him around. Which is probably what we want to do because we don't want him stuck there. I'm going to move him... let's move him here. Alright. What have we got? What have we got? What's changed? What's changed in the map? So this might be one of these ones is you've kind of got to do a combination of keys, buttons, which is another part, sort of interesting thing. Is sometimes these do different combinations. Again, not seeing any major changes there. Unless... just realised there is a button at the top there. I'm just sort of thinking, oh dear, what have I got to change? What have I got to change? Okay, that's changed that one round. And put that there. What does this button do? Is it changing anything else? Probably not. Okay. Now we're just sort of figuring out these buttons, seeing where they go. That one's probably going to... Yay! We got them out. And now we got to figure out how to get that final staircase. Oops. And how to get them up to the top. So you can see this does take a little bit of trial and error, and just sort of figuring things out. This is this level is kind of a little bit annoying me. Okay, right, now we have to figure out what these buttons do. I'm sort of just sitting there going, okay, what have you done? Absolutely nothing. These buttons are kind of confusing me because they aren't actually doing anything. Nope. Unless, okay, so we might just split these up a bit more and play around. Just so there's a limited number of times. So I think this cube here has been So this cube here has been split up in the maximum times. I think you can have a total of 8 cubes to work with. And there we go. Another one. Go around there. Is there anything? Oh, we're getting something. We've got something, guys. Split him up. Get him down there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, so now we've got all those on there. I think we just hit that one, and it should, if we get that button there, it should lock everything into place. So sometimes there you got these final buttons, they get everything locked into place. He gets up there. That should all be locked. Ooh, hello. Hello, 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 hello. That's interesting. Okay, if I move, that gets rid of that one. Ah, right. I see it now. So now, everything should be in place. I should be able to just go, my pretties, to the door. So once you get the cube through the door, you should be able to get a finished level, and you should be able to move on. There are other things that can happen. You can have cubes die, essentially. There seems to be a bit of a bug in the game. This is just an FYI, this is an early access. There does seem to be a bug in the game where it can appear that you can't finish the level if you don't get the entire cube back through, which is kind of interesting because there is an achievement for this game that says you have to get 100%. I'm not quite sure what that means because I haven't been able to finish it level without it being 100%. So, yeah, there we go, and you go through. Yeah, there we go, complete it. Sweet, and only with a total of 3 restarts. So, let's go check out the next level. So this is a cool little fun game. It's really, really fun. There are certain things I would think that could be added into the game to make it a little bit more interesting. One is that I think there does need to be a little bit more contrast in some cases. So to give you an idea, here we go. The visuals, fine. This whole large polygon thing, it's actually kind of cool. It gives it that sort of early 90s retro vibe to it, which is really nice. It's actually quite nice. The color palette, good. In some cases, however, it would be nice to have a little bit of contrast between the color palettes. And, oh geez, this is going to be interesting. Where do I go? Gotta split you up and send you over to here. So yeah, there are color palette. There is a few levels where it's kind of hard to see the cubes, and it does sort of make it difficult to play when you can't see what you're doing. You should be able to fit through there. And then maybe if I jump off that... Jeez, this is an interesting level. This is a very interesting level. Somehow I have to get everyone down to the bottom. Oh, jeez. This is, ooh. I think this one's going to be a struggle. I might have to, quit so I can focus on some of the other aspects of the game. Whoa, okay, right. Right. Okay, I might actually just restart that because I figured out what's going on here. So, yeah, visually, it's it's good. The visuals are good. I'm pretty. There's nothing really to complain too much about on that. It suits the game well. I wouldn't want anything more than this. It's not visually noisy. It's easy to see what's going on. There are a couple of things that could probably help out a little bit. A lot of the times, uh, sometimes there are some weird cases where these buttons are permanent. Sometimes they're temporary. It would be kind of cool to see some of these buttons sort of indicate to major platforms what they do. Something a little bit more visually with the platforms that fall would be kind of cool. Um, but that's kind of not really that big a problem. Um, I'm just going to exit out because I want to show you guys something else in a second. I, to go through some of the other stuff, the visual, audio is brilliant. It's very, very calming music. And each level has its nice own individual. I will play some of it at the end, but the audio is absolutely great. It's calming. It's just, I mean, this will get very, very stressful sometimes, and it's kind of cool just to listen to something a little bit more calming. Um, so yeah, I mean, now it's sort of going to get into a little bit of a case of me credit what I think can help improve the game. The big problem is, and this is going to be, is that the content does seem very small. I think I'm still under 2 hours of gameplay. I might just be hitting 2 hours now, and I've almost finished the game. That this is going to be an interesting problem because the lack of content. Now, this is still in early access, so there is the possibility that there might be more content available. But until until more content comes out, that might be a little bit off-putting to a lot of you, especially when I mentioned the price tag. Other things that I think can happen. Look, there does seem to be, if we go back to the main menu, this level editor. That will be interesting to see when that comes out. I'm very, very intrigued to see, like, this seems like we're going to be able to do our own levels, add our own levels to the game, maybe increase the content that way. So it would be cool if we get to be able to share our levels with other people. That will be a lot of fun. I think some other things that will help maximize content in the game, other modes. A time attack mode would be kind of cool. Maybe a couple more levels. It would be quite cool. Maybe a mode that actually limits the number of times you can split even further down. So maybe you can only have 2 cubes running around the level, and you've got to solve it that way. Levels that actually have you sitting there and looking at them for a while, I find some of the more appealing ones. I'm just going to show you this level because this is a level I think is done very, very well, and I'd love to see more of these levels available. So you see this one. I'm just going to. So I've already solved this one, obviously, but this is an interesting level. So you see, you got the buttons here, and you got to get through all this. But you see this chessboard up the top here, and these blocks all, if you sit on them for a certain amount of time, they will fall through. What's cool about this level is if you see, you've got to fit the blocks into these certain holes. So you've got to figure out which of the blocks actually has to go where. I like this. This is kind of a cool concept. It gives you a bit of spatial awareness, which is very, very difficult in sort of a 2D screen. You do struggle to actually visualize it. So you got to actually sit there and work out a little bit. That's quite a cool feature. I'd love to see more of these sorts of levels. So you sort of sit here, this is going to fall, and then you go. I think, so yeah, that I think will help. It kind of makes the game a little bit more appealing to, well, at least to me anyway. To split him up. Get that on there. Sometimes the selecting individual blocks is a little bit of a hassle, but it's something you can sort of live with. Let's see. Now I gotta remember how I did solve this one. Go back here. Might have to split them up. Okay, that's all. Let's see, what do we want? See, this is where you sort of sit here and you're like, okay, so where do I fall? And you almost create this sort of trying to figure out where everything sits. I think that's the right one there. Full through, and there we go, got it. So we run back across. So you sort of see this is where the game sort of. This is quite cool because you're just sitting there and you're just thinking about, okay, where do I want these to fall? We want to go there. And then I think we need. Ooh, I don't think I got enough. I don't think I've got enough. Oh, hang on. No, I think I do have enough. Here we go. Want to go one more. I think it's that one. And then I want to go that one. Nope. That was close. Oh, that's quite a cool thing as well. You can quickly move your blocks, drop them all down if you really wanted to. And there we go. So we got everything. We should be able to, if we select everything, go through the door. Everyone, through the door, run. So I mean, that's a little bit more of that sort of content would be kind of cool in the game. Yay! Done it. No restarts. So that's kind of a cool thing. That's what I'd love to see more of, that sort of spatial stuff. That now, the big question on everyone's mind that's going to be coming out, is it worth the price tag? Yes, when they bring out more content. And this is early access, so there is a lot more room for content. There is a lot more to come. There are a few little bugs, as I mentioned. For some reason, I'll actually see if I can just jump out and see if I can find a level that I actually had trouble with because I solved it but couldn't finish it because cubes kept dying. Where is it? I think it's this one here. This one, for some reason, this one. So I know what I'm doing with this one, but there was an issue, and I'm just going to see if I can do it. So if I split it up enough times. Nope, nothing died. That's interesting. There was an issue where I had all these blocks die, and I couldn't finish the level because one of the blocks had died and I hadn't finished. That's an interesting bug. I'm not sure if that's intended. I'm not sure what was going on there. It seems odd to me. Again, just fixing up the selection. Make it slightly easier to select the cubes. This is actually a level with a contrast. I mentioned contrast, that you can just see the cubes, but it's a little bit difficult. Go shove everyone on here except for one. He goes on. Yeah, those are my biggest gripes. The price tag. So, the price tag is 12 New Zealand dollars. And I'm going to be honest here, that is a little bit off-putting for me. I'm basically only picked this up because I'm sort of bored and waiting for the Division to be released, and I like puzzle games. $12 is a lot of money for a video game, especially of this amount of content. How many more am I needing? I need 2 more left over. You have it there. We'll send 3 of you. So, yeah, many people will be put off by this price tag, and it's kind of hard to. It's kind of one of those things that, yeah. I think the simple answer is a lot of people are going to be put off by that price tag. In saying that, if there is more content of it that comes out over time, I think this will be a game that a lot of people will probably enjoy and be happy to pay for. And there we go. Done. Get you off there first. So, yeah. What else is there to say? This is cool. It's a charming game. I like it. It's fun. See, this would be kind of cool. Being able to like compare the number of splits versus restarts, etc., with someone else. A co-op mode. A co-op mode would be really, really cool in this game. I think some sort of co-op mode would be quite an interesting feature to have. I don't know how feasible it would be. I think it'd be a bit difficult to have it on a single computer, but yeah, it could work. Um, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, that's probably about all I can say. This is a charming game. I like it. It's just a nice sort of peaceful game to fill in a little bit of time when I want to. Um, yeah, it's that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Split by ItsFine. It's currently available on early access on Steam for 12 New Zealand dollars. Um, my name is Electron, and if you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, well, screw you. I don't care. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is there a game you'd like me to take a quick look at and do a quick review of? With that, I'm going to let it out, but I'm going to leave you with listening to a little bit of the music from Split. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.